I am Curtis, and welcome to the show, season 4 of the Curtis Aikens Show on Community Access TV in Marin and Petaluma. Well, it's season 2.5 in Petaluma. Um, I've had a great time. Wow, do you believe 2024 is here? Well, I'm going to start the show off with apple pies. I'm making miniature apple pies. Well, I made these last week for a New Year's Eve party. We had a great time at the La Coco's house. Joe, the great chef up in Santa Rosa's restaurant La Coco's in the historic district on 4th Street. Check it out. Yeah, I am just raring to go in 24. The last part of the show is going to be with a great friend of mine, Rochelle Huppin, creator of Chefware. She's a wonderful woman, wonderful chef, an even better friend and human being. One of the first women to graduate from the CIA. She's going to have some tips on working with dough and making peach pies. So two things I love: pies, apple pie, peach pie, Joe and Rochelle. All right, hope you enjoyed this year's season. Should be a lot of fun. Peace, and as always, spread love. Let's get the show on the road. All right, apple pie time. Now, these are the last apples from my tree. And I think I've told you in the past that this tree, I have 4 or 5 different varieties, all of Granny Smith, except for the one on the far left, which is a Fuji apple. And I'm going to make fresh apple pies for a New Year's Eve party. I picked up some Fuji's from the grocery store just in case I don't have enough apples when I get ready to make my pies. Here are those apples, and I kept them segregated so you can see those are not from my tree. Let's get to work. Now take a look at this. All the apples have been peeled, and if you want to see me peeling apples, I can insert that, okay? So just let me know. So we've peeled all the apples, and if you notice at the bottom, I sliced it flat so they'll sit up, because we're going to just cube these and then cook them down, which will be coming up next. I'm not even going to show you that I cubed them. I'm just going to put them in the pot. Let's go. Before we get to cooking the apples, these are the 12 dishes that I'm going to make individual pies for folks at the New Year's Eve party. Confession time of a chef and video person. The night I was working on this, I was listening to the great band Earth, Wind, and Fire. So I had to drop all of the audio out and voiceover because I don't have the rights to use their music. We do not pirate here. All right, so we've got a couple of lids to go on my pans there. And let's show you what we're gonna do. I got 2 sticks of butter, some vanilla, 2 cups of sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and if I don't add it tonight, maybe tomorrow I'll add some either cornstarch sort of slurry, or I'll just kind of cook down some flour to help thicken the pie filling. All right, y'all, I'll show you what we're gonna do in a sec. Well, it may be difficult to see the butter in there, however it is, because of the color. The apples. I'm gonna do my sugar next. Roughly a cup of sugar on each. I reserve the right to add more sugar tomorrow, okay, when I do the pies. Because as Ma and Julia say, sugar and butter make the pie. Ooh, still got a lot to go. There we go. I'm gonna add about, that feels like a lot of sugar, but it's really, don't sweat it. These apples did have a lot of great flavor. It's gonna cook down and make that nice syrup in there. Next we'll add our nutmeg, our cinnamon, and then the vanilla. Okay. Turn it on, and we're gonna cook this slowly. I'm not gonna add any water. I'm gonna bring the juices out of the apples. Nutmeg. And a nice sprinkle. I love what nutmeg does to pies. Okay. There we go. And I do have whole nutmeg that I could you know, grade in. However, this is so much easier tonight. It's 11:30. At least it's like, baby, what are you doing? I'm making pies. The Midnight Baker. Cinnamon next. Nutmeg and cinnamon. Whoops. That's okay. There we go. Good batch of cinnamon there. Because I want to make sure this gets in everyone's pie. Last thing. Oh, that smells so good. Then we're going to do the vanilla. I'm going to turn this off so I can come back with the vanilla. All right, vanilla time. Now, be a little generous with this. There's so much apples there. Remember, I reserve the right to add more sugar, vanilla, cinnamon, butter, anything, because chef's prerogative. I'm going to turn this on. Same here. I'm going to lower that. We're going to place the lids on both of these pans because I want to sweat these. And we're not going to overcook them. I just want them to start to break down and get softened up. And it also, that helps your
What he meant to say was, that will help reduce your cooking time
in the oven. Talk about that tomorrow. Peace out. Okay, now I want to show you why we didn't add any water or liquid. All of that is just a few minutes on the stove top with the lid on. We sweated those beautiful apples. And I'm going to, like I said, I may add some cornstarch. What I'll do is I'll take some of that warm liquid out and make a slurry with the cornstarch there and then pour it back in to help thicken that up tomorrow as it bakes when we make our pies. And because we're making such small pies, I cut them into really nice, like half bite-sized pieces to fill those pie plates. The kitchen already smells great right now. Take a look at the other one. Oh, look at that. Just turn those over with that butter, get down in there. Oh, look at that. I'm going to lower this heat so I don't want to lose all that gorgeous. Look at that. Beautiful apple pies for New Year's Eve party. Peace out, everybody. Ooh, 7 minutes till midnight. The last day of the year, 2023. The Black Chef is open.
Black Chef here, well, AKA Curtis Aikens. It's funny, late at night I start to cook, and so this has become kind of my, social media dude. The Black Chef will take over my kitchen at night, and I call the bakery that he works in the Midnight Bakery. So notice the time. We're about 7 minutes away from the last day of the year. Enjoy.
The Midnight Bakery. What's that, you say? Apple pie filling. For tomorrow's night, New Year's celebration, the chef will be making mini pies. Miniature pies. LOL. What does that mean? Laugh out loud, lots of love, all of the above. Peace. Black Chef out. Okay, so we've cooked the apples. They're nice and soft. What I'm going to do now is remove the apples from the two pots. Then I'm going to reduce that liquid to use in our pie filling. Easy for me to say, huh? Peace out. So I should be using a slided spoon. However, I just use my pasta spoon to take these apples out into a container. Okay, now you see I've got that's 3 cups of liquid, 3 cups of juice that came out of the apples. However, there is more. See there? Now I'm going to leave that in there. All this will go into our pie filling. This I'm going to put back on the stove and reduce. P.S. Chef's prerogative. I always maintain the right to change my mind. I may decide to drain that off and reduce it as well. Peace out. All right, so here I'm just going to add the juice to a pot so we can reduce it. We're just going to bring it to a boil and just let it simmer. I'm probably going to reduce it about 1/3 at least.
Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to place the apples in the fridge so they can cool down, and then we can start prepping our dough and our crust. Let's go. All right, let's make our dough. And I got to be honest, I did a combination of homemade dough, and I bought one of those, a couple of those Pillsbury pre-made doughs. Now this is the homemade dough. I'm just rolling it out so it fits our pie plates. And I think later on I'll show you where I take and the Pillsbury pie plate and roll it out as well. Cut it out, I should say. Okay, I'll do a show on pie crust soon. Okay, so here is the store-bought pie crust, and you notice I'm taking and just cutting out. I'm able to cut out two of the bottoms with this, and you see I can fill it there. There's nothing wrong with taking shortcuts if you need. I am not opposed to shortcut. Then I just go ahead and fill the bottom in. Now I'm going to reach over where the that juice has been reducing, and look at that. It's reduced to almost at least a third. It's got nice sweetness, and it's going to be really thick. Now we've got those pie rounds filled at the bottom, and I wanted to show you something here. Two things we're going to do. I'm going to take once they're fitted into the bottoms nicely, and just going to press all the air out of the side so it's sealed nicely. I'm going to take my fork and just kind of just puncture the bottom, not too deep, nice easy punctures in it. After I get everything squeezed in there, look at him. He's like taking his time with that. It's going to be a very pretty pie. And one of the things that Chef Rochelle Huppin down in Los Angeles, I've talked about Rochelle a lot on the show. She's my sister, different mama, different daddy, same father. And oh, look at those. I'm wearing my flip-flops with socks. Oh no, that's a fashion faux pas. Here we go. I'm just gonna puncture the bottom just a bit all the way around. And then we're gonna take these pie plates and put them into the refrigerator and let them chill. That was a tip from her, pro tip from her, that really helps. It allows that crust to cook longer and not get mushy once you put it in the oven. Once you fill it and put it in the oven, it works. It's a great tip. All right, so let's take that juice and we're going to place it into a glass measuring cup, and we're going to place it in the fridge to cool. So here we go. All of our pie shells have been in the fridge and they've gotten nice and chilled. And in the front on that cutting board, you'll see I took and diced up two more of those fresh Fuji apples, and I'll explain why a little later on. What I'm doing is just spoon filling each pie with those softened apples, and you can see that beautiful thickened juice on your right there. I think I averaged about 3 tablespoons per pie. Now these are those firm apples, so the thought was so I can give it back some crunch, because these won't be totally cooked like the pre-cooked apples. They turned out great. All right, we've done a little house cleaning here, got the cutting board and all those things cleaned up, and I'm adding that reduced juice from when we cook down the apples. This is very important. I can't tell you, I'll try this method. The pies, the filling was so nice and soft. And I'm adding about 2 to 3 tablespoons of that beautiful reduction onto each pie. Now they're going to go back in the fridge while we make our top crust. So if you notice my count, I only made 10 pies. Turned out 2 of the couples weren't going to make it. Now we need to make our top crust, so I just really did the same thing, rolled out 10 more crusts, and let's do this. All right, we are ready to make our pies. Freeze frame. Ingredients: I've got an egg wash, just the whites. I've got my utensils, a pastry brush, sugar, and butter, of course. And I've made 10 pie crust on your left. Let's assemble our pies. I'm going to add some butter to each, a little more butter to each pie plate, as well as some sugar. Again, it's chef's prerogative. Now we're going to add that top crust, and just notice how I'm pinching that all the way around. Just take your time, and you want to seal that nicely. You want to seal that part. However, we will you can put some vents in the top. You can use a fork or a knife, whatever, to put some vents so that the steam will come out. These pies turned out really good. Again, a pro tip, Chef Rochelle said to use just the white, not the entire egg, the yellow and all. Add just a little bit of water to that and mix it in. Now we're just going to egg wash our pie crusts and then vent them, and we are ready to bake. One of the things I love about making these small pies is they don't take nearly as long to cook. So the oven's at 350, and I started checking them around 20 minutes, and they were looking really good. So remember that if you make, small pies. The idea here was to make one pie per couple, and it really worked out. It's quite romantic. Okay, the pies are all done, and if you want the tops a little brown, put them in the toaster oven on broil. They are so good. I gotta find a picture of me eating.
You do? Me too. Hi, Graham.
Hey, Pop.
I love when you say that. Fine. Hi, Graham. Can you say I?
Guy one. Guess who's here? My buddy, my girl, my sweetheart. Come here,
Hi,
Rochelle.
Curtis.
Everybody, Rochelle.
Big ol' hug for you, Curtis.
You know it.
Nice to see you,
How'd
my
been?
friend. Good.
I haven't seen you since Chicago, right?
That's right.
What was that event in Chicago?
We did a Culinary Institute of America alumni reception party, and Curtis helped me chop macadamia nut
She made me
brittle
work.
all night long.
Y'all know something? I can't be no restaurant chef because they work too fast for me. I'm like slow and easy. So now welcome back to the show.
Thank
how's
you.
How's the baby? How's Samantha?
She's growing. She's
Gary
great.
good?
Gary's great. And of course, I wouldn't come without a little present for my friend.
You got something? What's
little,
this?
Little
What's this?
pastry hat.
Can I put it on? Can
Yeah.
I put it on? What do y'all
Looks
think?
nice.
Does that work? Does that work? Huh?
Looks
Can I do
nice.
that? Can I
Looks
wear it while we
nice.
cook?
Absolutely.
What are you gonna make for us?
We're going to make beautiful, fresh peach dumplings.
Ooh, now where'd this recipe come from?
This was a favorite of Bradley Ogden's that we did at the Lark Creek Inn.
Yeah, but I know you made it. Tell the truth. It's your
Well,
recipe.
I was back there,
Okay.
rolling them out all day long.
Talk to
Actually,
us.
there's a little tip I can show you on
Sure.
making the peach dumpling.
Okay.
Now, when you're making these, great thing to do is just make a little X on the bottom
So what is this, to peel the peach?
to peel the peach to make
Okay.
the dumpling. The first step, put it in the pot.
Okay.
Maybe 10 seconds. We're going to take it out and put it in an ice bath.
Okay, shock it in the ice bath. Now, y'all got that at home. Just score the top. Let's do that again real quick for him, Ro.
Okay.
This is, we're just taking
This
a little,
just helps
little
it
X.
peel a little bit better.
Okay, and then we'll drop it in the boiling
Drop
water
it in the boiling water.
for 10 seconds. And that one's been in about 10 seconds, right?
Okay.
All right.
And we'll take it out and put it in the ice bath.
I think you guys have seen me do this before with tomatoes on the show, but
And
this is with the
it
fresh
just
peach.
peels right off, and then they were nice enough to get these
To peel
all
some?
prepped for us.
Yeah, but let's see if this really
Okay.
works. You know,
Was that 10 seconds?
We can't be fooling everybody at home. Now, 10 seconds in the cold bath as well?
Well,
We can't fool everybody at home. If this don't work, it's on you, Ro. It's working.
It's peeling.
It's working.
I did not think it was 10 seconds, but we've got
Okay,
a lot to
okay.
do, so let's go
All right,
back.
Well, geez, just
It's-
take.
it's
She's worse
turn.
than my mama. Ain't she coming in to take over my show? All right, go ahead. Talk to us.
Well, we're going to start by making a nice little filling for the
Okay.
center of
Again, this is our
fresh peach dumplings.
fresh peach dumplings. You
We're
just
gonna
added
make
cinnamon,
Cinnamon,
and sugar, right?
and a little brown sugar,
Okay.
and some flour. This is
Slow
going to be
down.
a delicious little center.
Slow down. A brown sugar. That's a big clumpy now. What are we gonna do with that? There we
We're
go.
going to break it up.
Break it up.
This
And then
little,
we added flour, right?
then we added flour.
Okay.
And I always like to take some very well chilled butter. It's very important to have it very cold
Did
because
y'all hear that? Very well chilled butter.
it helps with everything in the dough, everything you make.
You know I'm just picking at you. So
Put it in.
how's the business? How's chef's work going? How's the company?
It's going very well.
Good.
We're really busy, having just a great time. And actually, I don't know if you know this, Curtis, but my desk, I have a TV on one end of it, and all day long I'm watching the TV Food Network. All day long when I'm doing my work.
What I want to know is
Sometimes I'm not working.
Are
I'm
you
watching
watching
TV
Pick of the Day?
every day.
All right, good. That's
It's
what I
on
want.
in the morning in Chicago, and I'm
Y'all-
at my desk
y'all watch
watching
Pick of the
it.
Day.
So
Okay.
people call to get me. They don't get me. It's because I'm watching
Watching
the TV
TV
Food
Food
Network.
Network.
Absolutely. It's
So what we're doing
fabulous.
here, Ro, is cutting in the butter.
We're cutting in the butter.
Can you show the folks at home this little gadget you're using?
This makes it very tender and nice by cutting it in this way, and you want to keep
But the pastry knife, I want them, you being the pastry chef, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think I talked to you last time Rochelle was on about her credentials. She's worked with Wolfgang, with Bradley, everybody. But now, she's a bona fide pastry chef from the CIA. But show them this tool. Tell them about this pastry knife
It's a
real quick.
little pastry blender. It helps you cut butter or fat into the
Into the
ingredient you're
ingredients.
making.
Now, where can we find this?
At any fine kitchen store, anywhere.
Does it have to be a fine kitchen store? Could it be like
Well, I
an
think
overweight kitchen? No.
I think that when you get into wanting to use really nice equipment, you get a better product
Okay,
because
good.
it holds up and it lasts longer. You get a bad one, you pay $2 for it. It's not going to
Throw it
hold
away.
up.
That's from the experts. That's from the champs. Okay. Now I'm going to
And
do
this
some house
is
cleaning.
what the final product looks like. This is the streusel that we're gonna fill our peach dumplings with.
Okay.
Okay.
What's
now,
next?
Next step is to take the dough
I'm going
And
to switch sides. We're doing
Okay.
a little dancing here.
Actually, I'm going to have you grab a sheet pan for me in a second, right
Sure.
down here to put the dough on, because after we roll it out, put a little flour on the top there.
Okay. Is this in the way?
We're
can
going
you
to
see-
chill it. We're going to
Okay.
chill this dough for a while, and they were nice enough to get. Let me put this on here, and we'll put this dough in
All right, I'm
for
going to put
later.
this in my magic refrigerator.
And voila.
There is a fridge down here, everybody.
And voila, we have some squares that have been prepared.
Girl, you work fast.
I know.
Now,
Can't-
this is the filling, right?
This is the filling. We're going to put, see, we're going to take a square. I'm going to show you how to make a peach dumpling, and they are delicious. You are going to wow your guests when
Oh,
they
good.
come over.
Now, what about now a shortcut, Rochelle? We've just rolled out this dough, but are there products in the grocery stores if we don't have the time that we could
There
use?
are. You can buy some frozen puff pastry
Okay.
and use that, and it looks beautiful. It puffs up nicely, and that, I mean, you can impress people maybe spending a half hour getting this dessert together.
Did y'all hear that?
And that's not bad.
Okay.
I
Will the kids like it?
Oh, kids love it. Peaches are just a universal,
Peaches are wonderful.
feel-good kind of fruit.
Well, and the best
People
peaches
love
come
'em.
from Georgia.
Yeah, and it's nice to toss, after we peel the peaches, it's nice to toss it in some lemon juice. I always do that, which has been sitting here in some lemon juice.
Okay. Now,
Then-
I like the orange juice, folks, but I'll tell you about that
I'm
later.
going to put you to work right now.
Sure.
Will you bring me a pastry brush and some
You
water?
got it. Pastry brush and some water.
Okay.
How's
Now, it's great. Put it right down here.
that? Okay.
And maybe grab me a baking sheet, and we'll put this
Baking
on a...
sheet.
I think there's one right
right
over
here.
there.
Thank you.
We're going to stuff the fresh peach
Okay. Oh,
with this and kind of roll it around in it.
okay. You know what? I got one here
Some
for you.
nice... Oh, we're good.
Look at that.
We're good right here.
Okay.
We're going to
So
put
we
it...
just put the brown sugar
Yeah.
inside. Am I righty?
And then we're going to go just like that.
Okay.
Right in the center of the dough.
So far, so good. I think, Rochelle, so far, this is a recipe that kids are going to love working with mom and dad on in the
They
kitchen,
are.
right? Okay.
They are. And the house smells incredible
Oh,
when you're
I love
making
it.
this.
I love it.
Just going to paint the edges with some water.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, could we
That's-
use peach juice or something there as well?
You know, you could add some flavor, but the water
Does
is
a
going to
great job.
stick it
Okay.
real nicely. And then you're going to fold it up. This is the tricky part, but it's not
Okay.
that tricky.
It's looking good.
And you just pinch it together,
Okay.
and we're going to put it on
A baking
a sheet
sheet.
pan, right?
Okay. So one per guest.
One per guest, and they're going to be like, wow, this thing is
That's
for
beautiful.
me.
Now,
Then, to
Okay.
finish it off, you want to poke a few holes in the top to
need a
let
fork
it...
or anything? Or
Yeah, I can just use the top of my paring
Okay.
knife. I will improvise with what I have today. Then, some egg wash if you
Oh, yes.
would, Chef Curtis.
Another. Well, thank you, Chef Rochelle.
Then you're just going to brush it with some egg wash,
It looks
and that
good.
will make it turn real nice and golden. And you can avoid doing the edges with a lot of the egg wash. That might make it a little too dark.
Now, what about the sugar? You've got sugar here.
The sugar, we're going to sprinkle that, and that's just like, you know, on a nice peach pie or apple pie,
Oh,
that
yeah,
beautiful
yeah,
glistening.
yeah.
I actually also love to use crystal sugar when that's available. If you have
Oh,
that
wow.
available,
That
use
sounds
some
good.
crystal sugar,
Drop
and it
the
will
sugar.
just be beautiful. And then, presto,
Into the magic easy bake oven.
And
look what I brought out. Ooh.
we have some gorgeous peach dumplings.
good.
at that.
These look
Are
good,
those
Rochelle.
nice? And I'll show you how I love to plate them, if I may.
Sure. Let me some out of the way here.
Okay. I just like get a beautiful little plate, nice country look there.
That looks good.
And take one of the dumplings. And sometimes I'll take some caramel sauce. You can make it yourself, or you can also get some from somebody else. Some
Ooh,
pre-made
or
caramel
what's
sauce.
that? Or what's that?
And I'm going to get a little spoon right here.
Okay.
Serve it. And what I like to do is to make them, let them come out of the oven. They take about 40 minutes to bake. Then
Okay.
I like to let them set,
How
like
hot?
any
How
type
hot?
of pie. About 350 degrees.
About
you know,
40 minutes.
about 40 minutes. And when they're done, let them sit for about 20 minutes, and all the beautiful fresh peach juice will start to thicken up a bit. Put a
Okay.
little caramel sauce on there if you have it, or if you want it, or even some raspberry sauce.
Okay.
And some nice vanilla ice cream.
That looks
and
great.
bon appetit.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. So can I eat
You're
this
welcome.
now while we go to break?
Oh,
And,
let's.
You know,
It's
how is
so
your
good.
time? We're gonna be able to do another recipe, or you got? I know you got a
I'm
flight
good.
to catch.
Gotta go to Chicago, but I'm
Okay.
just going back to
Well,
watch the
if-
TV Food Network. So
If she can stick around, we'll have another recipe. If Rose got to go, I'll make the next recipe.
okay,
Thank you.
you're quite welcome.
We got plenty of tips for you every day right here on the Food Network on Pick of the Day with me, Curtis Aikens. Love you. Peace. She didn't have to take that fight. You didn't have to rush out. Thanks for sticking around.
You're
Rochelle.
welcome.
All right, so what do you got for us now? What's up your
This is
chef's sleeves?
Rochelle's Quick Peach Crisp.
Ooh,
And we're going to
okay.
make this really quickly. It's so
Alrighty.
simple. It's so nice. You come home from work, take some fresh peaches, slice them,
Right here.
and put in some lemon juice.
Okay.
And some sugar.
Just any kind of sugar. White.
Just white sugar.
Okay.
And a drop of flour. And mix those all. Curtis, I'm going to switch places with you.
Okay. You go
Have
in
you
front.
mix all that together.
Alrighty.
And I'm just going to prepare the topping, which is very simple. It's some flour, some cinnamon, a pinch of freshly grated nutmeg,
Okay.
some sugar.
Is there a big difference when you use a fresh nutmeg as opposed to just
I think it's much more aromatic, and
Okay.
just I always use it.
Alrighty.
A little grater takes 1 second to do it, and some brown sugar. And again, that's great.
This
We've
smells
got
good.
some very well chilled butter, which
Okay.
we're going to put into
So now
our
a lot of folks
flour
now,
and
the
dry
old school
mixture.
was you use the soft butter, but you're saying use chill butter.
Well, when you're cutting something in, whenever you're cutting something in, you want to get the fat will mix into the dry ingredients
You guys
much
hear
more
that?
evenly if it's chilled. And I do like to freeze the
Okay.
fat. In pie doughs, too, it makes it very tender and
Oh, good.
very, very nice.
Can I use that someday on tip of the day?
Absolutely.
Y'all hear that?
Absolutely.
This will appear again. All right.
Then, this is very simple. Curtis,
Okay.
you're going to pour the peaches right in that
Into
pot.
the baking dish?
Right into the baking dish.
Okay.
And we're going to just continue to
Wow, this
mix.
is kind of like making a cobbler, huh? But
It is. It's very similar. Just a
Okay.
peach crisp. It's in the same, that cobbler, crumble.
cobbler family. I love
Dowdy. There's
cobblers.
a huge family of stuff
Yeah?
in that
Okay.
category.
How's that
And
look?
It looks great. And
Okay.
I just keep going till the fat's mixed in.
Okay.
And pour it on top, bake it in the oven.
And here's what it looks like.
Here's,
Let's move this out of the
here's the final ingredient. A
Ooh, the final
beautiful,
product.
fresh, crisp
Okay.
peaches. And the
wanna-
house smells so great when you do that. And let's just serve up a little piece so we can taste that.
Oh, you don't cut it, you spoon it out, huh?
You can spoon it out. This is a real country dish.
Okay. Well, I like that, being from Georgia, of course.
Being from Georgia, where everything is named Peaches down there, every street, everything.
Well, that's Atlanta, see.
Oh,
So what do we
I
have
guess
here?
that's where I've been. This is just a little powdered sugar,
that's
which makes it just a bit elegant. And then mint is so nice, especially this time of year. It's
Right.
sprouting up all over my yard in Chicago, some nice peppermint. And you garnish it. And if you want some cinnamon ice cream with
Right.
that, that's also a nice little touch.
I like this. Now, we can add other fruit around that, Rochelle. How else could we dress that up? That's really...
We could dress it up with little squares of peaches. We could dice some peaches
Okay.
and put it on there. That would be
Wow.
real pretty. A little some polka dots of raspberry sauce.
This is
That would be
beautiful.
great.
Yeah. Can I taste that?
Oh, I would love that.
We got time here.
Let me know what you think of that.
I made you stick around, and you're going to miss the flight. Got to take a later flight. Is Samantha going to be mad at me?
Yeah, everyone's cool.
Tell her Uncle Curtis still loves her, so. Oh, wow.
You
This
like
is
that?
Oh, I love this. This is so good, everybody.
And you can make it right after work. I mean, if you work, it's no reason not to bake.
How long does it take to make this?
Look, it took us a couple of minutes to make it.
Well, I mean, actual baking.
Actual baking time in the oven, like 30, 35 minutes.
All right. So, everybody, we got 2 recipes from Rochelle. You're going to get those. You know how to get them. So, anyway, I'm going to come back here, wrap up the show. We're going to have a whole bunch of fun.
Thanks,
Right here on
Curtis. This
Pick of
was
the Day.
really a lot of
Did
fun
you have a good
today.
time?
It was peachy.
Well, you...
I couldn't
That is
help
so
it.
good. Last
Couldn't help
time
it.
we did pineapples. Today we're doing peaches. You know, and good luck with everything as far as the business. You know,
Let's do blackberries sometime.
Oh,
One of my
wouldn't that be a neat
favorite.
idea? I love blackberries. Blackberry cobbler or blackberry strudel.
That's what I grew up in, in Seattle, picking all those blackberries.
Join me in giving everybody a hug. You know,
Okay.
I can do. Reach out there. We got a 2-arm hug. Remember,
Big
8
hug.
hugs a day. You got to get them. Got to give them. Remember, may the God I love bless each and every one of you. Peace.